What if the secret to living past 90 wasn't about expensive supplements or complicated diets, but about changing one simple thing you do every single morning? A renowned Japanese doctor who lived to be 105 years old believed that how you drink water matters just as much as how much you drink. And the science behind his method might completely change the way you think about hydration. Welcome to Prime Health Lab. I'm here to break down the wellness strategies that actually work, backed by science and real-world results. Today we're exploring a water drinking practice that's been used in Japan for generations, and why timing and technique might be the missing pieces in your own health routine. If you're someone who wants practical, research-backed insights you can use starting today, go ahead and subscribe. We put out content like this every week. Now let's dive into what this Japanese doctor discovered about water and longevity. Here's what makes this approach different. Most of us drink water throughout the day without much thought. We take a sip when we're thirsty, maybe chug a glass after a workout, and call it good. But Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, one of Japan's most respected longevity experts who practiced medicine well into his hundreds, followed a specific protocol that went against what most people do. He drank water first thing in the morning, on an empty stomach, before eating or drinking anything else. Not just a sip. We're talking about 4 to 5 glasses of room temperature water, consumed slowly over about 15 to 20 minutes. Then he'd wait at least 45 minutes before having breakfast. Now, before you think that sounds excessive or uncomfortable, let's talk about what's actually happening inside your body when you do this. This isn't just about hydration in the way we normally think about it. This is about what water does to your digestive system, your cellular function, and even your brain when it arrives at a very specific time. Your body goes through an 8 to 10 hour fasting period while you sleep. During that time, your cells are performing cleanup operations, your digestive system is resting, and your body is running on reserves. When you wake up, you're technically in a mildly dehydrated state. Your blood is slightly thicker, your cells are waiting for resources, and your entire system is ready to absorb whatever you give it first. This is where the timing becomes critical. When water is the very first thing that enters your system, it doesn't have to compete with food for absorption. It moves quickly through your stomach and into your intestines, where it gets absorbed directly into your bloodstream. This immediate hydration does something remarkable. It helps flush out toxins that accumulated overnight. It kickstarts your metabolism, and it prepares your digestive system for the work ahead. Think of it like this. Imagine trying to clean a dirty surface. If you spray cleaner on it and immediately start scrubbing, you're working against dried-on grime. But if you let that cleaner sit for a few minutes first, it loosens everything up, and the actual cleaning becomes effortless. That's what water does in your system when you give it time to work before adding food into the equation. The Japanese call this practice water therapy, and it's been linked to improvements in everything from digestive issues to headaches to joint pain. But here's what the research actually shows. When you hydrate properly first thing in the morning, you're setting up a cascade of positive effects that last throughout the entire day. Now let's talk about what's happening at the cellular level, because this is where things get really interesting. Every single cell in your body is surrounded by fluid, and that fluid is the highway for everything your cells need. Nutrients, oxygen, hormones, waste products, they all travel through this liquid environment. When you're even slightly dehydrated, that highway gets congested. Your cells have pumps and channels that control what goes in and what comes out. These aren't passive doorways, they're active systems that require energy to function. When your hydration status is optimal, these pumps work efficiently. But when you're dehydrated, even by just 1 or 2%, everything slows down. Your cells can't get rid of waste as effectively, they can't absorb nutrients as well, and they start operating in a stressed state. Here's the part most people don't realize. Dehydration doesn't just affect your cells in isolation. It affects the signals between them. Your brain communicates with the rest of your body through chemical messengers that travel through your bloodstream. When your blood volume is reduced because you're dehydrated, those signals get weaker. This is why even mild dehydration can cause brain fog, fatigue, and mood changes. Your brain isn't getting the communication bandwidth it needs. When Dr. Hinohara drank water first thing in the morning, he was essentially opening up all these communication channels before asking his body to do anything else. And the research on this timing is compelling. Studies have shown that people who drink water immediately upon waking have better cognitive performance throughout the morning compared to those who wait until after breakfast. Their reaction times are faster, their memory recall is better, and their ability to focus improves. But there's another mechanism at play here that connects directly to longevity, and it has to do with something called autophagy. This is your body's cellular cleanup process. Think of it as your cells taking out the trash and recycling old parts. Autophagy ramps up during fasting periods, which is why you naturally experience it overnight while you sleep. When you drink water in the morning without immediately eating, you're extending that fasting window and giving your cells more time to complete their cleanup work. This matters for longevity because autophagy is one of your body's primary anti-aging mechanisms. It removes damaged proteins, clears out dysfunctional mitochondria, and essentially keeps your cells running clean. When autophagy is working well, you have less cellular damage accumulating over time. Less damage means slower aging at the fundamental level. Now here's where the temperature of the water comes in, and this is something Dr. Hinohara was specific about. Room temperature water, not cold, not hot. Why does this matter? When you drink cold water on an empty stomach, your body has to work to bring it up to body temperature before it can be properly absorbed. This uses energy and can actually slow down the absorption process. It can also cause your digestive system to contract, which some people experience as discomfort. Room temperature water, on the other hand, moves through your system smoothly. It doesn't trigger any temperature-regulating responses, and it gets absorbed quickly and efficiently. In traditional Eastern medicine, they've understood this for centuries. Cold water is seen as shocking to the system, especially first thing in the morning when your body is just waking up. Room temperature water is gentle, natural, and works with your body instead of against it. The waiting period before eating is equally important. Those 45 minutes give the water time to move through your stomach and start the hydration process before food arrives. When you eat immediately after drinking, you dilute your digestive enzymes, and you create a situation where neither the water nor the food gets processed optimally. By waiting, you're allowing each substance to be handled by your body in the most efficient way possible. Japanese longevity research has consistently shown that people who follow practices like this tend to have better digestive health, fewer inflammatory conditions, and more stable energy throughout the day. And while we can't say that water therapy alone will make you live to 100, we can say that it creates conditions in your body that support the kind of cellular health associated with longer, healthier lives. So now you understand why this works. The question becomes, how do you actually implement this in a way that fits into your real life? Because knowing something is beneficial and actually doing it consistently are two very different things. Let me walk you through the practical protocol step by step and show you how to make this sustainable. First, let's talk about the setup. Before you go to bed tonight, fill a container with 4 to 5 glasses worth of water and leave it on your nightstand or somewhere you'll see it immediately when you wake up. This is crucial. If you have to walk to the kitchen, turn on the faucet, and fill a glass, you're adding friction to the process. And friction is what kills new habits. Make it as easy as possible for your future self. The water should be room temperature, which means if you live in a cold climate, you might want to keep it somewhere that doesn't get too chilly overnight. If you live somewhere warm, that's usually not an issue. The goal is water that feels neutral when it touches your lips, not shocking or uncomfortable. When your alarm goes off in the morning, here's what you do. Before you check your phone, before you think about your to-do list, before you do anything else, sit up and start drinking. Not all at once. This isn't a chugging contest. Drink one glass slowly over about 3 to 5 minutes. Let it settle. Then drink the second glass. Take your time. The entire process should take you 15 to 20 minutes. Now I know what some of you are thinking. That sounds like a lot of water, and you're worried about how your stomach will handle it. Here's the thing. If you're not used to this, start smaller. Begin with 2 glasses and work your way up over the course of a week or 2. Your stomach will adapt. The key is consistency, not perfection on day 1. While you're drinking, this is actually a perfect time to do something productive with those 20 minutes. You can sit quietly and plan your day. You can do some light stretching. You can practice breathing exercises. Whatever you choose, make this time intentional. Don't turn on the TV or scroll through social media. This is your time to transition from sleep to wakefulness in a calm, purposeful way. After you finish drinking, set a timer for 45 minutes. During this window, you're not eating anything, but you can get ready for your day. Take a shower, get dressed, prepare your breakfast so it's ready when the timer goes off. Use this time productively so the waiting period doesn't feel like dead time. Now let's address the bathroom situation, because this is the practical concern everyone has but nobody wants to ask about. Yes, when you drink this much water first thing in the morning, you're going to need to use the bathroom, probably more than once during that first hour. This is actually part of the benefit. You're flushing your system, remember? This is your body eliminating what it doesn't need. Don't fight it. Plan for it. If you have a morning commute, make sure you've given yourself bathroom access before you leave the house. Here's something else to consider. If you're someone who drinks coffee first thing in the morning, this protocol is going to change that routine. Coffee is a diuretic, which means it actually promotes fluid loss. When you drink coffee on an empty stomach before you've properly hydrated, you're compounding that dehydration. With this new approach, you'll drink your water first, wait the 45 minutes, and then you can have your coffee with or after breakfast. You might find that you don't need as much coffee anymore because your energy levels are naturally higher when you're properly hydrated. One challenge people run into is remembering to do this every single day. The best strategy is to link this new habit to something you already do automatically. You already wake up every morning. That's your trigger. The moment your eyes open, the first thought should be water. To reinforce this, some people put a note on their alarm clock or phone that says, "Hydrate first." Whatever reminder system works for your brain, use it. Another practical consideration is travel. When you're staying in a hotel or sleeping somewhere unfamiliar, this routine can feel harder to maintain. Pack a reusable water bottle. Fill it the night before. Keep the protocol as close to your home routine as possible. The consistency is what builds the long-term benefit. Now, what can you expect in terms of results? Some people notice changes within days. They wake up feeling more alert, their digestion improves, they have fewer headaches. For others, the benefits are more subtle and accumulate over weeks. You might notice that your skin looks better, your energy is more stable throughout the day, or you're not reaching for snacks as often because you're not mistaking thirst for hunger. Dr. Hinohara followed this practice for decades. He didn't do it because it made him feel amazing on day one. He did it because he understood that longevity is built through small, consistent actions repeated over years. This water protocol is one of those foundational practices that supports everything else you do for your health. The real power here is in the compound effect. When you start your day with proper hydration, you set up better decisions throughout the rest of the day. You're more likely to make good food choices, you have more mental clarity for work, and you're creating an internal environment where your cells can function optimally. Day after day, year after year, that adds up to something significant. So here's my challenge to you. Try this for 30 days, not 21 days, not a week, but a full 30 days. Give your body enough time to adapt and for the benefits to become noticeable. Track how you feel. Notice your energy levels, your digestion, your mental clarity, and then ask yourself this question. If something this simple could add years to your life and life to your years, why wouldn't you make it a permanent part of your routine? If you're ready to take this seriously, drop a comment below and tell me you're committing to the 30-day water challenge. Let's build a community of people who understand that longevity isn't about one magic solution. It's about stacking small, powerful habits that work together. I'll see you in the next video.
Prime Health Lab is dedicated to men's internal health. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.